It has been announced officially this morning that the Steelers-Titans game this weekend has been postponed due to a COVID outbreak within the Tennessee Titans organization. Yesterday, it was reported that 3 Titans players tested positive for the COVID-19 bitch. 5 player or personnel people tested positive as well on Monday morning. Now it is coming out this morning that 1 more player has tested positive. So 4 positive cases in the Tennessee Titans locker room, 5 cases in the Tennessee Titans player personnel area, 9 total cases. They were kicked out of their building yesterday. They were told you weren't going to be able to get into your building until at least Saturday. I early on said if they're not allowed in the building until Saturday, that means they're probably going to postpone the game, which most likely means that the Steelers will now have a week 4 bye week instead of playing the Titans and having a week 8 or week 7 bye week like they're originally supposed to have. I was attacked for saying that the game being postponed was inevitably going to happen. I was attacked for it because more reports came out throughout the day that they were going to have the game. More reports came out through the day with Vrabel saying to his team, like, hey, if we have to do Zoom calls all week and then a walk through Saturday and play on Sunday, we'll do that. No excuses, which is why Vrabel is awesome. Then we had reports in this particular office from numerous people in the NFL that told us in July, the NFL basically said, we do not care about competitive fairness whenever it comes to this COVID situation and how it's going to operate. That was probably in lieu of some stadiums having fans. That was probably in lieu of some teams having to potentially have players sit out for numerous days. The NFL told its coaches and members of the NFL that they do not care about competitive fairness because we just want to have a season, basically. So now here we are, and there was a massive competitive advantage for the Pittsburgh Steelers playing against the Tennessee Titans because the Tennessee Titans weren't going to be allowed to be in their building all week before a game. Now we're hearing the game's postponed. So do they care about competitive fairness? I would say yes, they obviously care about competitive fairness. I would say that they knew after yesterday's conversations and talking about it more and listening to former players talk about how this is going to be tough, I think, for them to play. They're like, okay, we'll postpone the game. Now they're saying the game potentially postponed to Monday night or even Tuesday night, which is quite a nightmare on the backside there for the Steelers and Titans. But hey, we are in unprecedented times. You got to do what you got to do to make things work. Joining us right now to talk about what he knows. This is a man who knows everything about everything, it feels like, in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if he's in his Bentley, Rolls Royce, or his Maserati. Ladies and gentlemen, NFL insider, the insider from ESPN, and the host of the Adam Schefter podcast, Adam Schefter.
Yeah! Pat, how you doing?
What a boring call. You're at your house right now, not in your car?
Yeah, I'm not driving today. I'm trying to be safe here, Pat.
Well, by the way, the way you were driving was so calm, cool, collected. You used your turn signal and everything. We appreciated that last time. What do you know about this postponement? Diana Rossini has been in the front line of this, co-worker of yours over there. The game's being postponed after initially being talked about as happening on Sunday, whether they just have to do Zoom calls or not. Now they're saying potentially Monday or Tuesday. What are you hearing? What do you think is going to happen? And is there any way that the NFL could have prepared for this type of situation in the offseason?
Well, I think that the league did prepare for this in the offseason. It's a situation where basically you've got a case here where the game now, I think they're going to have an answer by the end of the day tomorrow. And I think they want to see another day of testing before they can determine that this game will happen Monday and Tuesday as they plan. Look, remember, they said yesterday they wanted and intended to have this game happen on Sunday as it was scheduled, and that's not happening. Now they've pushed it back to either Monday or Tuesday. That's what they want and intend to happen, and we think it'll happen. But if there are more positive tests, then it won't happen then either. So I think they're going to give the Titans and Steelers an answer by the end of the day tomorrow. I think they need to do that. Look, the way I figure it is that a lot of people work from home. What's the difference if they play it Monday afternoon, like 4:35? Does it matter?
Oh, what? Oh, Shefty's cooking up ideas. I wonder if you're sending those text messages out with those ideas as opposed to those information coming to you. I like that idea. I like that thought. Now, for the initial thought that they were just going to play the game on Sunday and power through it, was that because they realized if we test everybody and we find out that there's 3 positives and 5, we can separate those people from the rest of everybody, which is, I think, the purpose of testing everybody on a daily basis and keeping socially distant parameters in the building? Or why did they clean out the entire building if only, I don't want to say only 3, because I would assume contact tracing and everything kind of linked them to other people, but if the negative tests continue to come back from the players, only 1 more positive from the Titans, I guess. If they continue to come back, can the guys get back into the building tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Is that possible, or are they still the Saturday ban until then?
No, Mike Vrabel said just a short time ago that he doesn't know whether it's going to be Saturday or sooner or later. Look, everything is contingent upon the testing because there's an incubation period to the virus. It's not like you take the test on Wednesday or Tuesday and automatically have the test results back Wednesday. A positive test or a positive with a player or another employee there or a coach could turn out on Thursday or Friday from the weekend. They just don't know yet. And so they're trying to be careful. And I think they'll open their facility when they feel like it's comfortable and clear to do. They're not going to do it before. They recognize what's at stake. They're trying to be careful here. They're trying to be smart and cautious, which I think they're doing. And again, when they feel like they have the answers, that's when that building will open. And I think they're giving another 24 hours on the testing part before making the decision. Like, again, if there's no positives tomorrow, I'll bet you they play the game Monday. If there's one more they might push it back into Tuesday. And if there's more positives to filter in, then they postpone the game altogether.
Okay, so if they postpone the game, Tuesday would be insane, by the way, for both teams. That would be a wild thing to have to do to get ready for a Sunday game when a team didn't have to do that. But I guess they say, well, Thursday's the same way, but Thursday is a different animal. So, and Thursday has been hated by players for a long, long time. But hey, unprecedented times. We got to get the season done. Let's go ahead and keep it moving here. If they didn't postpone to Monday or Tuesday because another positive comes back, when would they do it? Would they just give the Steelers this bye week, and then week 8 is supposedly the Steelers bye week, push it back, play on the 7th or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, that's where it gets tricky, and that's where you have to start juggling bye weeks. And I honestly, I don't think they want to go there. I don't think they're preparing to go there. And until more positive tests come in, they don't want to go there. So, again, you have to figure the bye week would come into play in one way or another, Pat.
Why didn't they put in like a buffer week?
They could have done it. You know, I still think there are invisible buffer weeks in there because the Super Bowl is scheduled to be, the first Sunday in February in Tampa. And what's to say that they couldn't push the Super Bowl back a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks? I mean, at one point during the offseason, we were talking about moving the Super Bowl back potentially, if needed, not ideally, but if needed, into March or even April. So, again, there's cushion built in there. It's disguised cushion. It's not something that's readily obvious, and it's not something that anybody wants to or plans to do. But if they had to do it, if there were a bunch of tests, if there were outbreaks across the league, if this happened on multiple weeks to multiple teams, yeah, they could always push back the Super Bowl if they needed to.
Shefty, I appreciate you so much for coming in with your big knowledge. What do you got, Tix?
Shefty, if the game is Monday, does ESPN automatically gets a second Monday night game, and then we got Fowler and Herbie again calling Steelers?
Here we go.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how that would work right now. I think that CBS supposed to broadcast it, so my guess is that it would be CBS's game still on Monday night. I mean, networks don't like giving up games just for the fun of it. So I don't know how that would work yet.
CBS crew is being told Steelers-Titans will be Monday night. We have breaking news here. Paul Kuharsky, who is an NFL reporter down in Nashville, Tennessee, at Paul Kuharsky NFL. I think I've done some stuff. Guy has a great personality. He just tweeted out 2:21, 3 minutes ago. The CBS crew is being told Steelers-Titans will be Monday night. So will CBS have a Monday night football game, or will this be a regionalized local game? I would assume, is CBS going to compete against ESPN for Monday Night Football? Are we going to have dueling Monday Night Footballs? And are they going to put Tony Romo and Jim Nantz on Monday Night Football or CBS for the Titans-Steelers game? This is awesome for football fans. Congrats to the Titans getting their COVID outbreak under control enough to be able to have this game on Monday as opposed to on Tuesday or later on down the season. Let's have a game on Monday night. We have 2 games. I'm pumped for it, AJ Hawk.
Well, I just wonder if there's anything that ESPN has in place, like in their contract, that there can't be a competing NFL game. I'm sure COVID changes a lot of the rules where they have to understand and give some leeway. But, ESPN doesn't want CBS putting a Monday night game against them, especially if it's on big CBS and not like the CBS Sports channel or CBS Sports app.
Well, and also, if you think about what ESPN is, they're going through a new broadcasting crew. They had the simulcast or megacast on alongside it, last week or 2 weeks ago. If CBS was just to drop Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on a Monday night Steelers-Titans game, by the way, which is a big, Pittsburgh Steelers is always a draw, and the Titans are a damn good football team. That is a massive game. I hope we can watch it somehow, but in the past, it has not been something that has been national. It has always been regional. And I think this year, could it be different because force majeure with the COVID-19 and they postponed the game? Maybe, who knows?
425 CBS game on Sunday is New England at KC. I assume Nance and Romo are on that if they can make the flight from KC down in Tennessee right after.
So they would have to get on a private plane.
What do you mean if they can make it? They're absolutely flying private. They can make it.
Yeah, but the quarantine, I think the quarantine rules would have to be the thing.
Pandemic,
What?
AJ.
They're not. You think Tony's getting there 4 days before and quarantining in each city?
No, at least a day, though, I'd assume. Don't you think?
No, he's flying in private, doing the game, and getting out of there.
That doesn't seem safe.
That's what Tony Romo's doing right now? What a
I have
fucking
no
life.
idea. I would assume that's what he's doing. Yeah, why, he's not going in and like quarantining in each city.
By the way, every time they shoot up there, Jim Nantz has a full. Jim Nantz is doing this entire lean thing, and then Tony Romo's just sitting over there. I mean, they seem like they just are the most chill group out of anybody, and they do a hell of a job.
Unfortunately, they are going up against the best quarterback in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers, on Monday Night Football. So it's going to be hard not to, Packers, Falcons then.
A lot of points in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, also, the Falcons probably dead at halftime, right? That bird probably crashes.
Well, unless they're up, because then you
doesn't
got to
have a good
watch them
feeling.
blow the lead.
Ty, why do you not have a good feeling? Because the Green Bay Packers defense?
No, not a bad feeling in terms of them losing, but I think, their defense could be susceptible. But, Matt Ryan will have a great first half, and then they'll hopefully end up beating them by, 3-4 scores.
We got to get to a break. We'll answer more calls on the other side. That's big breaking news.
Huge.
Steelers-Titans postponed from Sunday at 1 to Monday at 8:30. This is good for the players, though, because it doesn't change up the routine too much. Once you get into Tuesday or Wednesday, now you're talking about a different game now. Good for the NFL for figuring it out. I always wondered, why are you testing everybody and keeping them socially distant in the building? If only 3 people get it and your entire team gets wiped out, why are we even doing all this? What is even the protocol for? I would assume that once these negative tests started coming back from everybody else and the building got cleaned out, they were like, okay, we can actually do this and get back in there. Good for the NFL for working through this thing. A couple, obviously, obstacles and hurdles, but they figured it out. Monday night, Titans-Steelers. Is that final, I wonder? We never know.